Hey guys, today we are going to be looking at um, the Transformers Legacy Deluxe Class Velocitron Speedia 500 Cosmos. Bit of a mouthful, I know. Um, uh, so here's Cosmos. Gonna take his gun off for a second. Here he is. He's in his flying saucer UFO mode. Um, So, I, so he's in this mode, and yeah, this is his UFO mode. If you've seen the original toy, you've seen the other toys like third-party figures or the cartoon. Uh, Looks pretty accurate. They went for more of a taller dome on his UFO, like the TV show, opposed to like the G1 toy, which is probably like half the length, like half the height, so it's up to that like silver button instead of really tall. Um, so yeah, this if you've seen him, you know that this is his vehicle mode, and it looks very similar to it. He has this gun with the flag that he comes with to integrate him into the uh, Velocitron Speedia race. So it can, like you saw, can peg in onto the back like that. Obviously, you can flip it around, or you can take flag off. You can put it like that, so it's like flying behind him, or you can do all sorts of stuff. You can put it like this, so he's, or I'll flip it around. You can put it on like that, so he's like waving the checkered flag like this, or you can put it like that, just another gun. Whatever you want to do. He's got quite a few ports on him, um, and since this can detach, you can do whatever you want with it. So yeah, this is his uh, flying saucer UFO mode. Pretty basic. Obviously, there's surface detailing on it, but pretty basic, pretty basic design. Uh, so we're just gonna get into transforming him. So you're gonna come to the arms, or what will become the arms. There are these little nubs that you will pull the arms out of, and there's this tab that will go into this slot. So yeah, so you're just going to disconnect those, and then you're going to bring up these big yellow pieces like so. Now you're going to bring all of this down, and these will become the legs. And now you'll shift all this forward, and it will hinge forward and snap right into place. Now you'll bring those back down, split the legs, and you can't just bring it down. You have to shift right there and then bring it out, and that's the ankle pivot. So the ankle tilt. So you'll have to do it both ways. You'll have to turn it. You'll have to hinge it inward to be able to bring his foot around, and then you'll hinge this piece around, and that will become his heel, and it'll snap into place. So same thing on the other side. So this whole piece will shift out. Oops. Gotta put this back in. So you're gonna shift all this out. It's a slider, and now that's gonna hinge all the way up, and now you're going to push that in. So now you're going to, these little like lobes, I guess you could say, these little cones on the side are going to fit into those little squares right there, right behind this tab. So it's gonna fit in there, and you have to make sure that this is all the way down, or else it'll catch on like this green on the lip. you could say. So it just sits right in there, and then you'll bring these around, and there are these clips that go over those tabs. So like that. So now you just bring his fists out, like so, and like that. So what I like to do for the head is that you can just open it, you can just push it, and then bring it around. What I like to do, because it's fairly stiff, or it can be stiff sometimes, or at least when mine came out of the box, it was fairly stiff. What I like to do is just poke it just firmly, and then it will basically open. So yeah, when like the head, you have the head to pull against. When you do that, when like this, you can't really pull it, you can just push it, but I just like to do that, and most of the time it'll just hinge it up all the way. Don't know how good that is on the like tolerances and stuff of it, but it probably can't be harming too much of it. So there is Cosmos in his robot mode. And obviously he can hold his gun, he can hold it as the flag, and it's blast effect compatible with that 3mm nub, but we'll just leave it off to the side. And he can store it on his back from that same port. But yeah, here is Cosmos in his robot mode. And I think he looks very, very cool. I like it. They put in a lot of details in him to where he looks like more modern or like different, but they didn't put enough in him to where he doesn't look foreign, or he is straying away from his original like character design. So yeah. And the first thing that I thought was that the head looked a little too mean looking, but after looking at it for a little while, like in person, I grew to it. I thought it looked a little too like aggressive and like sharp and angular, but looking at it a little bit more, it's not. I like it. So yeah, just wanted to point that out. I felt like the head sculpt was a little different. Like a little more exaggerated, which would be fine, but so this guy, for being his little pudgy like bruiser body, wouldn't have a lot of articulation, but he has like some of the best articulation of some of the figures I've gotten. So the head I really like, because really he should just swivel, just the design of his head, but he can tilt and be very expressive. He can move forward and back, well, up and down, and that's very expressive. So he can spin all around like this, and he can also swivel, obviously. So his head is just very, very expressive, and I think that's something really cool about his character. Like, it can give him a lot of emotion. His arms, obviously, just standard universals. Bicep, elbow, nothing in the wrist. Mine has a QC issue. The arm is extremely loose. He has a waist swivel, which is very, very cool, especially how he transforms. How he technically shouldn't have one, because just the way that he transforms and the way his body is, you shouldn't need to have a waist swivel. But his leg can go forward, and obviously he can go back, thigh swivel, knee, ankle tilt, and you can, if you want to, you can just bring this around, and you could get a forward tilt. I mean, like a back tilt if you want to, but it can't really work, and it also kind of breaks the sculpt if you flip that around. But you can, and obviously out, just a lot of the standard stuff, but like the waist and especially the head. I've only seen one figure that has such an expressive head. It's Jhiaxus. Legacy Jaxus. But yeah, I like how expressive his head is. Like, so yeah, I like this guy. And to tell you, I did find this in Walmart. I did get it for retail. My mom got it for me because she was in Walmart. She found it and she really likes it because she did find it. Because she has been looking for it in a lot of the Walmarts that she's been going to for just things. And she finally found this Cosmos at a local Walmart. And I'm very thankful that she continued to look for it for me. And that's why he has a special place, because she has a good story for it. And I really appreciate her finding this for me. So I paid like retail for this guy. I didn't have to go on eBay or buy him from a scalper. But I gotta answer the question: is this guy worth what he's going for on eBay and from a scalper? Yes and no. If you're gonna be buying him, you can't find him for 70 and up, 60, 70 up. I don't think he's worth it. But 45, like Voyager, like between like Voyager and leader price, I think he's worth it. No. I don't know when Cosmos is going to get another toy. Probably another 20 years from now, or at least a good one like this, like a good size, quality one. Obviously, not perfect quality. But I would have easily paid 45 if my mom didn't find this. But 60 and up, I probably would have drawn a line in the sand that I'm not paying that much for Cosmos. But I highly suggest getting him. If you can find him in stores, get him. Even if he's not a character that you like, or if you have no affinity with the character, he's just a good toy. My mom got him like a couple weeks ago, and he's been sitting. Got him a couple weeks ago for me, and he's been sitting on the table next to my chair for that time until a couple days ago, me getting ready to review him. So, if you can find him, or if you're willing to spend like Voyager to leader prices on him, buy him, because even if you have no affinity with the character, he's just a good toy to have. Good toy, good figure, all around. Super simple. Didn't even have to open up the instructions. I'd give this to a kid. I'd give this to a collector. But unfortunately, it's the same thing. Limited stock, so scalpers are going to take all the ones that are there. If you can... So Walmart, I heard, is only getting these guys one Cosmos per case, so there might be like 20 Scourges, like 10 Scourges, 5 Overrides, and like 3 of the deluxes. I can't remember all of them, so I'm just gonna say that. And there's only one of him in the States. So if you're in the States, good luck. But I heard that there's a lot more in stock, a lot more per case in like different countries. So if you have a family member in like Canada or even like the UK or somewhere that has a Walmart, I would definitely suggest asking them try to look for it, because they're going to have a higher likelihood of finding it, or at least that's what I hear. But I really like this toy. I really think it was definitely worth... If it's worth enough for me to pay 45 for him, he's worth being like 25. So, yeah, he's just an all-around good figure, but it's a shame that he's just exclusive, and it's going to be very hard to find him. When I was at BotCon this year, I saw this guy. He was being sold for like $80. and I wasn't gonna pay $80 for him, especially when I was gonna buy other stuff. But yeah, just he's a good toy, but 60 and up, that's a little outrageous. So good luck trying to find your own. If you do care to buy him. So that's really all I can think of to talk about him, because he's just a regular old guy. He's one of the 1985 crew, and that's where he's sitting, just a little old Cosmos, just sitting in the back having fun. But there isn't too much to talk about him. Not the most interesting guy. So I think that's all there is to say. So until next time, see ya.